First, just tell me a little bit about you.
My name is Kristen. I am 29 years old. I am a radiology technologist. Right now I'm currently just doing x-rays at an ortho clinic. I have been out of school and doing x-rays for 3 years.
When did you decide to go into radiology?
I was already in college. I guess it was my first year in college. I had a friend. Because I had no idea, no clue what I was doing. Just wandering around. I was at MSCC and just taking just random classes. And a friend of mine, she was like, I just got offered a job in California where they're going to pay for my house. They're going to give me this great salary. I was like, well, what do you do? And she's like, I'm an x-ray tech. I was like, oh, that's fantastic. That's what I'll do.
Okay, so why? Why?
Yeah, well, that was why. I wanted to take it to California, which I didn't take.
How long did it take to get the degree?
I went the long route. I got my associate's degree at MSCC, and then I went to Baptist to get my bachelor's degree. So they have a waiting list, so it was another 4 years at Baptist. It could have just taken 4 years, but it took me about 5.
What was your hardest class?
Cross-sectional anatomy. That was by far the hardest. The sections of the body, knowing every little vessel, once you get down to vessels and veins. And
what was your favorite class?
General anatomy. I loved anatomy.
That's my favorite right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite part of the job?
I love to talk to people. We get to see all kinds of patients, and they will tell you the craziest stories, and I love talking to people.
Which part of radiology do you like best? Like MRI, sonography, mammography?
MRI is really interesting, and having the ability to talk people into getting into that tunnel. If you have that gift, that's a good field to go into. But I really like the ortho world. I am the first to know if somebody has a broken bone.
Which part of radiology pays the most?
On-call, if you can do on-call stuff, mainly in the cath labs. If you can get on-call jobs in the cath labs, those are going to pay a lot. Specialists are going to pay a lot too.
Is there a certain part of specialization that pays the most? Would MRI pay more than?
MRI definitely pays more than X-ray, just regular X-ray. Specials, nuke med are going to pay more than MRI. Mainly because you're going to do a lot of on-call. But yeah, I think specials and cath lab on-call are probably going to be your best bet for best pay. But MRI is not bad.
What are some of the benefits of going into radiology?
It is a very diverse field. If you're not exactly sure what you want to do, but you want in the medical field, it's a great foot in the door, especially with just general x-rays. And if you go further and get your bachelor's degree, that degree will take you in a number of different directions. MRI, CT, specials, you can go into teaching if you have your bachelor's degree. You have a lot available to you.
Do you like the clinical or the hospital setting better?
It depends. It depends on what stage of life you're in. When I first got out of school, I didn't have any kids. I was married, but I didn't have any kids. So it was easy for me to do PRN work, which was great. I worked every single shift. I worked in a lot of different departments in the hospital. I was in regular x-ray. I was in surgery. I did MRIs. I got to try night shift, mid-shift, morning shift. I got to work with different crews, and that was great coming out of school. But you don't really have a life because you're working 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. So once you get a nice bankroll, which is what I did, then I moved to the clinical setting, and that's really nice because I have regular daytime hours, and I'm able to, spend time with my family.
What's the craziest thing that has happened while on the job?
Well, there's been several things, but namely, I was doing an X-ray on this lady, and she broke out speaking in tongues, and then she popped up off the table, which makes me really nervous because the camera sits right over, and she just popped right up, and then she like touched me on the forehead and blessed me and forgave me of my sins. Surprised me to no end.
What happens when you get pregnant, being a road tech?
It's not the end of your career. It's you just have to be very careful. It depends on what field you're in. You know, wear your shield. They give you a radiation badge that you wear at your waist level, and just be smart. Be aware of what's around you, and you'll be fine. Your baby will be fine.
What is some advice you would give me for like schooling, interviews, or on the job?
Get your bachelor's degree. Definitely. It's definitely worth going that extra effort to get that. I really liked working the PRN shifts when I got out of school. That way you can see which shift you like. You know, a lot of people think, well, I want a daytime shift, but, you know, those night shifts really are pretty cool. There's no administration there. You can really kind of do your own thing. And interviews, tell them you're a go-getter, you're diverse, you know, you don't need a lot of direction, you know. You're not going to be somebody there just holding up a wall. Like, you're going to get out there and get things done.
Okay, thank you.